What's going on, Soul Nation? Ginger Prime here, and we really need to talk about something very important in this video. You could almost treat it like a semi-buyer's guide of sorts, and that's really whether or not you should pre-order New World. As the internet goes, there seems to be some debate around this topic, so it's the goal of this video to hopefully share all the information so that you can make the best choice possible for yourself. Now, over the next 4 weeks, you're going to start seeing a big push for pre-orders promising that you can play the closed beta, which kicks off on July 23rd, at which time there's going to be no NDA, so players are going to actually be able to openly share their thoughts about the game itself. So here's all the information that you need to know. You're still going to be able to get into the beta after July 23rd as it still counts as a pre-order. You should also be able to cancel your pre-order if the game ends up not being fun. You might not even be charged for quote-unquote pre-ordering the game digitally. Now, from what I've seen, the game looks and both sounds fun, but there's also a part of the community that wanted a different game, and the changes that have been made haven't really sat well with them, so there's this definite negative aura around the game itself. But then on the other hand, you do have the release of Crucible, which has not been an amazing game and has not performed well. In fact, they're retooling it and making various changes to it. We'll have to see if they can end up turning it around. So while that doesn't necessarily paint a bleak picture for New World, we do have to consider it as a form of what is going on with Amazon. So it's at this point that I want to highlight a particular post by Dongo Longo over on the New World subreddit, and it's called, "Honestly, Everyone Should Read This." It begins, "Do not pre-order New World until the NDA is lifted. Amazon is providing very little information about the game itself, very little gameplay footage except carefully handpicked footage. On top of this, they're all holding all their alpha testers under an NDA so they cannot share their opinions of the game or its content with others. Things such as the potential misleading claims of the game's marketing, flaws in its design, etc. cannot be communicated by testers until the NDA is lifted. Normally when a game is under NDA, it is either a very early in development and subject to change, as it's not the case with New World, which launches in 2 months, and they're also already selling the game, or B, a story-driven game that they don't want spoilers posted online. Looking at the public information about the game provided by Amazon to news outlets, New World is a player-driven rather than story-driven game. Even though the product is just as vague as it promises for an MMO, despite a desperate for a good MMO, we are already pre-ordering with no idea if the game is actually like. I strongly recommend that you wait until the game reaches beta and gameplay footage is available before you pre-order." So for me, and my personal opinion about all of this with giving you guys the information is no, I don't think you should pre-order, but I come to a different conclusion from Dongo Longo here. But his points, I think, are at least should be considered, if you're going to decide to pre-order this game or not. I'm not going to judge you if you pre-order the game. You're an adult. Do what you want with your money, especially if the fact is that you probably won't be charged for a pre-order and you can still cancel your pre-order. There's not a lot of risk doing that whatsoever. But pre-orders do somewhat communicate to the community, do communicate overall, kind of creates maybe a false sense of hype, or even maybe to some degree kind of a sunken cost fallacy that maybe will drive more sales at the end of the day. At the end of the day, I don't care what you end up choosing to do. Like, again, no judgment here. I personally have pre-ordered because I'm very curious about playing the game in the beta, seeing what it's like, reporting it back to you guys. I've been looking for a really good action MMORPG, one that, when I look at what New World's doing, they're hitting all the checkboxes that I have with a player-driven economy and things like that. Things that continue to expand upon, kind of self-driving content, creating our own stories within a game and a universe, as opposed to something that's so very story-driven and narrative-focused, which means you end up having longer gaps waiting for the next chapter to drop, so to speak. I come to the conclusion, and my advice is to not pre-order, not because of any of the things that Dongo Longo said, but more or less that this is still a brand new IP by a semi-new studio, Amazon Game Studios, formerly Double Helix. Like, they've got talent, they've got the ability, they definitely have the funding when it comes to a game studio, and I'm rooting for this game to succeed. But when it comes down to the concept of a buyer's guide and should you pre-order, I would say it's a safer bet not to at this point. But again, it seems like there's no money at risk. So that's where the debate becomes a little bit more complex. So I just want to sit down and provide you guys these thoughts, these opinions, and the information so that you can make the best decision possible for this game, for New World itself. And hopefully in no way, no hype, no over dramatized, kind of way. I don't know if I did that. Hopefully you'll let me know one way or the other. But I'm curious as to your opinion regarding pre-order. We see this pre-order culture and we see studios push for pre-orders time and time again. And when the world was like primarily physical, where like not pre-ordering the game meant you probably aren't going to play that game for a while. Not pre-ordering the system is a whole different subject because you probably won't be able to get a system at launch if you don't pre-order, just the nature of supply and demand. But in a digital world, which this game is a digital game, you're not going to have a physical disc that they send you. It's literally going to be a license key. Yeah, I don't... They'll have endless supply. It's not like they're going to say you can only download the first 100,000 on day one. Be a part of that. So at the end of the day, we've got 4 weeks. What I've seen over at IGN, with the gameplay, with the war mode, it looks really great. What I've seen with the crafting and the housing and the world itself, it looks beautiful. But that doesn't, and it's not going to replace how it feels in your hands. So as far as it goes, you're free to do whatever you want. If you're on the fence, we're planning on providing you updates here on the channel about our experiences with the game as the beta rolls out, and we'll be able to talk about it as well as when the game is released itself. So there's an MMO in this case is also another weird whole bag of chips in this case, right? Because it's not what it is on launch day. If there's issues or little minor bugs, those can be resolved. If there's glaring flaws in the framework and the design, and it's not fun, then that can end up being a much larger road, and it can take a long time to correct those core problems with the game and its design. And there's plenty of games that have come out over the last couple of years that amplify this, that just put this on display. The other side of it, and the last thing that you should really know when considering whether or not you want to pre-order, is that a lot of the negativity around the game is coming from the community who wanted a different game. The Amazon set out to create a full open world PvP, game, and they took that away. They said, in testing, it didn't kind of play out. And there are definitely people who are rightfully upset because they wanted something different. But that creates a little bit of drama around the game itself. That creates the illusion that, like anybody who might be bashing it, do they have an agenda? Are they bashing it because they're not getting what they were hoping for? But at the end of the day, I don't know how that's going to change it. I don't know if Amazon's going to sit here and say, a small part of the community wanted something different. We need to go and try to feed them that thing, or they'll ruin the game's reputation. I think at the end of the day, regardless of whether you fall on the frustration side or you fall in the excited or kind of cautiously excited side like myself, if it's a good game, it's a good game, and people will play it. If it's not a good game, well, better luck next time. Let's look forward to the future. Maybe the PSO2 Windows will come to Steam, and we can not have to deal with all these Windows problems with the store itself. Maybe they'll get those fixed. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see. So it's not so cut and dry how I see it and how I read it within the community, and even the comments on this thread kind of go into that aspect. So hopefully you've gotten the information. Hopefully I've been able to express my opinion clearly. And yeah, I'm interested in what you end up doing. Let me know, like I said, in the comments below, or we'll be talking about more New World as new updates roll out regarding the game and as we get ready for the closed beta at the end of July. July is going to be a pretty busy month, it sounds like, based off of all the stuff that's kind of gotten delayed out of the early spring and into the summer. So anyway, should be fun. Anyway, I said anyway twice, 3 times now. Thanks so much for watching. I do want to say thanks to Final Fantasy 420 for supporting the channel and hitting that join button. We do have a members only video up, and we plan on putting those out every month. So let me know if you have any AMA questions that you'd like to see me address in a video. And this really goes to anybody, but obviously those videos are going to be for members. And we only have 5 more until we actually hit our next emote unlock. So thank you very much for all y'all support. And yeah, so if you guys are members, you can check out your new emotes, and hopefully we'll be able to do a live stream here at some point. So thanks so much for watching. If you feel like I've earned your sub, I hope that you hit that subscribe button, and let me know if you do in the comments below. Just like Jacob says, thanks to ACG, I was able to find this awesome channel. Sub for me, keep making great content, my dude. As well as Carrie, who writes, a new sub here, great video, let's go. So Thank you, Carrie, and thank you, Jacob. Welcome to the Soul Nation. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I hope to see you in my next video. But until then, take care. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed. This video is sponsored by me. If you guys like podcast and long-form content, I hope you check out Ginger Gaming Radio. Link will be in the description of this video below. So if you're still watching this video, thank you, and check out the new channel for more content, and hopefully you enjoy. Thank you.